Hello from Northern California. This is David here. I had something I wanted to share with you. I wanted to tell you a story, actually. It's been many years ago, right after my wife and I had gotten married, a few years. We already had 2 children, so I can imagine we were married at least 4 years. But we were having some disagreement, some challenge, and I remember being very frustrated and just crying out to God, saying, God, I just want her to be happy. And I felt like God came back to me and said, no, you don't. You just want peace at any cost. And that hit me. That hit me. I have been guilty of living with what I would call the Adam complex. Adam, like in the Garden of Eden. Eve said, Adam, here, eat this fruit. He knew he wasn't supposed to, but he ate it anyway. There is something inside of us, and men tend to struggle with it a little more, and that is passivity. We can even deceive ourselves and think we're being easy to get along with. We can even consider ourselves the strong, silent one. But very often what it is we are being passive. We're being lazy. We're being unengaged. And I know I have been guilty of that many times. And I think if you want to be a good husband, a good father, you need to stay engaged at all times. You need to turn up the volume of your voice. That doesn't mean yelling. That doesn't mean screaming. That doesn't mean controlling. But what it means is staying engaged. I know there's too many times that I'd say, yes, dear, whatever you want, dear, you can have it. And I see myself as almost being righteous because I'm letting her have what she wants. So I'm just being so humble. But a lot of times what it is there's passivity, not willing to be engaged. And as such, there's many times when I have not covered her like I should, not controlling, but not being a protector over her. And I have instead said, whatever you want, dear, you get to choose. But God wants us as men to be men of courage who have a voice and who press into Him and hear what He's saying and is willing to speak up in our families for righteousness and for good.